All right, it has been determined that this is ancient. Yes, 1400 is accurate. There has been talk about the discovery of a medieval cross that dates back to 600 years and was discovered in a French mine. Smith's skill resulted in the discovery of the cross on Smith's Cove Beach, and it is believed to be a part of the treasure that has been sought after. The book also mentions the Templars, a well-known group throughout history, and their connection to the cross. It gives the impression that the Templars were doomed to be destroyed, and that many of them escaped to avoid being put to death by the French King Philip, the Fair King Philip, and other various rulers. Many Templars were able to escape and seek safety on Oak Island, where they were imprisoned for 3 centuries. The Templars were known for their spirituality, as evidenced by the famous carvings of the Virgin Mary and a baby Jesus that were discovered on the jail walls. Now, we have the option to think about Macacair's marks. There are several sculptures in the prison, but one of the most well-known is a cross that has been carved to resemble a cross. It is implied in the story that if this cross were to be placed in the prison wall, it would precisely match the cross, proving their spiritual journey. The book also mentions Ronik, a geochemist at the German Mining Museum, compared the lead isotope data of the cross with the data he had gathered. He believes that the metal in question originated before the 15th century, and possibly even before the 5th century. 4 years ago, Marty and Alex Lagena traveled to Rennes Chateau, a southern French village with strong ties to the Knights Templar that date back to the 13th century. There, they met with Toby Debler, a contemporary Grand Master of the Templars who believed that members of the Knights Templar had brought price holy items to Rennes Chateau in the 14th century to protect them before shipping them to Scotland and then to Oak Island. There is a debate regarding the finding of a cross associated with the Templar-influenced area of France, and there is a chance that this will offer concrete scientific proof that the stories of a temple visit to Oak Island are true. This cross, which represents possibilities, may have been found in the 1300s or 1400s. If the search continues, it could turn out to be the most historically significant relic ever found in North America. Dr. Travis Taylor, an aerospace engineer, is asked to share his theory about what might have happened on Oak Island in accordance with Freemasonry's tenets. Hiram, the principal architect of King Solomon's Temple in ancient Jerusalem, used the hand of God, holding a chalice or Holy Grail as a symbol. In addition, Freemasons who are interested in studying the cross are Freemasons, and the drawing template that is provided to all Freemasons who join the 3rd and highest degree of the order contains several well-known religious images, such as the Holy Grail and Jacob's ladder to the skies when viewed from above the star that seems to be the Pleiades. It's possible that archoastronomy is related to the island, and a star map that links the constellation Taurus to particular locations on Oak Island and 2 other nearby islands could serve as a starting point for additional research. What I believe is that the oldest Templar commandery or place in Portugal, maybe in Europe, Wow, which is a component of the constellation Taurus, is actually a star. Gary and the other members of their Oak Island team have been invited to explore the island and talk about the first potential spot for the cross's placement. Another subject they cover is the possibility of learning more about the location of the cross and its significance in North American history. Travis Taylor and his team are looking into a star map in the area, focusing on the lot lines and a large boulder near the lot line between 3 and 2. The enormous boulder has piqued their interest, and they are contemplating whether or not it is a patent that has been developed. After that, they will proceed to a stone triangle that is situated to the south of the Money Pit site. They are attempting to ascertain whether or not the leg of the bull can be accommodated on the island. At this point, Travis Taylor is utilizing his star map to guide Marty, Jack, and Gary to Lot 13, where they will discover an additional stone marker that has a flat surface. The group is struck by the enormous rocks that are located at each location, and they ponder whether or if the stones that they observed were markers that were formerly placed by people in order to connect with a star map. The answer is that they are able to do so. When it comes to the feedback exchange, the team is looking forward to it and is hoping to discover something interesting. They are looking forward to discovering something interesting, and they will proceed with their exploration.
Was a clue that hinted at the possibility of some kind of activity involving animals in the past on Oak Island. But then things took a more dramatic turn. The trio stumbled upon a piece of ammunition known as grape shot. Grape shot was essentially a cluster of small, round iron balls fired from ship cannons. The fact that they found this on the island was incredibly intriguing. It hinted at a historical connection to maritime activity, possibly even battles or hidden caches of valuables. And the surprises didn't end there. They also discovered another small coin, likely from the 17th century, which was consistent with previous coin findings on the island. Each of these artifacts contributed an additional stratum to the expanding enigma of Oak Island. However, the 16th episode of Season 5, entitled Seeing Red, featuring the garnet pendant, was a game-changer that kept viewers on the edge of their seats. Lagena and Gary Drayton made the decision to revisit the location where they had previously unearthed a decorative keyhole. Unbeknownst to them at the time, their return journey would undoubtedly unearth an even more valuable artifact. The investigation commenced with the discovery of a military button from the 17th century, which bore resemblance to the button they encountered in Episode 2 of Season 2. However, the situation became truly thrilling when they unearthed a brooch and what at first appeared to be a multifaceted ruby. In the Season 5 finale, the stakes were abruptly elevated to an entirely new level when the possibility of discovering a precious gemstone on Oak Island kept viewers on the edge of their seats. Incredible discoveries. Gary Drayton had this jewelry examined by a gemologist, and the revelation was nothing short of astounding. What they had mistaken for a ruby was, in fact, a hand-cut rally garnet set in silver. What was even more astounding was that the estimated date of this gem was the 1500s or 1600s. This semi-precious gemstone was not only a valuable discovery, but the most valuable treasure the Lagena team possessed. Following that, which was previously unearthed, the gold-plated brooch was featured in Season 6, specifically in the premiere episode. The discovery in Rick's Big Bang Theory was a genuine game-changer, and it filled the audience with anticipation. Gary Drayton and Lagena are on Oak Island near the residence of Daniel McGinnis, one of the earliest treasure hunters from the 1700s. Using his dependable metal detector, Gary Drayton receives a promising signal. As their anticipation grows, they begin digging, and lo and behold, a jeweled brooch. This was their second such find, following a garnet brooch they discovered in the previous season. Seeing Red, the excitement continued in the 6th episode of the following. According to Lutheran Brain, the brooch's threaded technique estimated its age to be no later than the 14th century, notwithstanding the glass gem. It was a remarkable jewelry item with a lengthy and enigmatic past. However, the real revelation came when Dr. Krista Bro and Dr. Xiang Yang, employing an electron microscope, identified a gold component within the brooch. This revelation was a genuine epiphany, whereas the gem itself may have been a little bit disappointing. The brooch that was encircling it was discovered to be an authentic treasure of Oak Island artifact. Next on the list is the hand-painted pottery featured in Episode 14 of Season 8, titled Fire in the Hole. This particular discovery captivated viewers intently, as it offered a glimpse into the enigmatic workings of Oak Island. To provide a brief synopsis, archaeologists Miriam Amiro and Dr. Aaron Taylor embark on an expedition to decipher the parameters of a stone pathway that potentially holds the key to unlocking the island's secrets. As their investigation progresses, they fortuitously encounter a remarkable handcrafted artifact. Upon further inspection, they discover pottery fragments adorned with vibrantly